Last one on Trump. The 14th Amendment. Lefties seem to be rather excited that there'll be a way to stretch the Constitution to make sure Trump's name isn't even on the ballot. How much credence do you put into this that certain lefty states that he, would never be able to win, which means the electoral count doesn't matter, but the popular vote would be affected, that his name will be on all 50 states come November next year?
Well, it's an absurdity to suggest the 14th Amendment bars his run. They're using this provision within it that said you can't hold office if you are guilty of engaging in an insurrection or providing aid to those who did. It was clearly directed at Civil War survivors, people who had fought for the Confederacy, and making sure that they were addressed. And in the same breath, they talk about the emancipation of slaves. I mean, it's very clearly tied to the Civil War. And moreover, the Constitution elsewhere provides very clearly what you need in order to run for president. You have to be born here and you have to be at least 35 years old. There's nothing in there about, and also not guilty of an insurrection. That's not, they would have provided for it had that been a deal breaker. And they also would have provided for a procedure outlining exactly how you would go after a sitting president or somebody who is running for president based on a different insurrection, none of which they did. All right. So this isn't real. However, that doesn't mean some lefty judge in New Hampshire or elsewhere isn't going to give them a favorable ruling. And if that happens, it's going to go up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court's going to strike it down. I think the letter of the Constitution is very clear. I think it'll be a no-brainer for the U.S. Supreme Court. And I don't even think they will look at this as a political hot button that they shouldn't touch. They do have the ultimate say on interpreting the Constitution. This is something a first-year law student can figure out. It's the political, forgive me, wet dream of people who hate Trump. But the Supreme Court is there not there to fulfill anybody's dreams.